People, I want to just welcome you to another powerful edition of Success, Money, and Leadership series. And the last time I was there, I was talking about something that was quite exciting, and a lot of responses are coming with respect to that training session. Please go back to the YouTube channel, FaithhouseTv, and avail yourself of that opportunity. I took some time to talk about family success. I took some time to talk about finances and family success. My name is BARR.IKENNA, Emmanuel. I'm the lead pastor of the Faithhouse Leadership Churches worldwide and the international president of the International Center for Leadership, Diplomacy, and Economic Development. And today I was talking about something that I found that is quite important for those people who are married, those who are about to get married, those who are engaged, even young people who are not yet married. Is going to help you. And it's something that has to do with success of your family. And today I'll be talking about vision, family vision and family success. Family vision and family success. Family vision and family success. And just like I always do, the Bible is the guiding point, is the guiding principle, is the guiding manual for everything that will ever work and everything that is going to be quite successful. And I'll be reading from Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18. It's one of the scriptures that I like so much, and it's going to help you. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. I like the way Message Bible puts it. I like the way Message Bible puts it at 29 verse 18 of the book of Proverbs, 29 verse number 18. It says, if people can't see what God is doing, they stumble all over themselves. When it has to do with vision, a lot of people talk about the business vision. People talk about their career vision. They talk about the ministry vision. They talk about, this is the thing I want to do as a person. This is my vision for the new year. This is my vision for the business. This is where I want my business to be. And people find it difficult to understand that they need to have what is called a family vision. If you want to experience success in your family, there is meant to be a mental picture of an actual future, accurately documented. A clear picture, a mental, organized picture of a preferred future is important when it has to do with family success, and that has to do with vision. Look around you and take a critical analysis of several families that actually became outstanding, transferring of wealth, transferring of conglomerate, transferring of workable and powerful ministries. You've come to discover that each of these families, they had a kind of conceptualized vision, a kind of direction, a pictorial direction, a calculated direction of how the family is run. A lot of people have actually practiced that when it has to do with their business, when it has to do with their personal life, but they've not been able to do that when it has to do with the family. So it's important that every one person that is watching me and everyone who is about to get married, please, before you get married, sit down with your spouse to be, sit down with your fiancé. If both of you are engaged watching me now, and calculate and produce what is called family vision. Where there is no vision, the family will scatter. Where there is no vision, there won't be love. I have actually said it categorically. It is not just love that keeps people together. It's not just communication that keeps people together. The foundation of what keeps people together is vision. People who have the same vision communicate often. I want to let you know something is that the beginning of divorce, the word divorce talks about division of voice, division of vision. When the husband and wife realize that both of them are in the same vision, or there is a family vision, I want to let you know that it's going to be quite difficult for them to divorce, because both of them will be wondering what is going to happen to us. What sustains a man is not love. What sustains a family, a man and a woman, is vision. Because the man can die, the woman can die, but you know one thing about vision, it does not die. Once there is a calculated, a kind of programmed approach towards everything that both of them are doing, you will discover that each and every one of them will definitely support each other, and they won't be divorced. Watch out. Just take a look at your environment. Something happened the other day. Someone close to me lost the sister, and the sister was into a kind of business, a cooperative society business. And the husband didn't know anything about what the woman is doing, and it was quite difficult for them to get approval from the court and the bank for them to get the money that the woman had. You find out that I was just asking the man, what are you doing? The man said he's a civil servant. And I was like, you're a civil servant, fine and good. It's good for you to be a civil servant. But why are you not interested in this kind of business that your wife is doing that is bringing more money into the family, more than the civil service work you're doing? There's nothing wrong about that. You know, the last time in the last video, I talked about multiple streams of income when it has to do with financial success for families. And I was able to just tell him, I said, listen, why were you not interested? You know, I don't want to put my eyes, and you know, I don't want to bother my wife. That's the kind of foolishness that goes on, especially in Africa. People are so proud of themselves, and they don't want to, you see that your wife is doing something that is fine, your wife's business is going, your wife's career is advancing. Push your energy towards that area. You find that your husband's business is working, you also need to put your eyes in that area and get to know what your financing, your spouse is doing. He's going to help you. It's going to cause the family to experience success. Briefly, before I leave you for today, there are three major areas that I want to give attention to when it has to do with family vision. Number one, okay, before I say that, it's very important because it's going to help you raise your children in the proper direction. One of the reasons why you must secure a family vision is that it's going to help your children get focused on time. The second reason why you must get a family vision is that it gives you abilities to fight against divorce. Let me just explain to you what actually I mean. I am saying that at the point where you and your wife and your family, you have been able to set up a kind of vision for the family, is going to create more bonding. It's going to give your children a perfect direction early in life, and it's going to increase more effectiveness in the area of your communication. So it becomes imperative that you need to go after this concept of establishing a family vision. All right, having done that, I want to mention the three major areas. There are other areas when it has to do with the family vision. The first has to do with a spiritual family vision. A spiritual family vision. The first is a spiritual family vision. The second is education and career vision. Education and career vision. And the third has to do with a marital family vision. I want you to know something that is very, very critical, because this is important for the success of your family. When we talk about the issue of spiritual family vision, I'm talking about the direction, the picture that you as a father and as a mother, you are painting for your children. Directly or indirectly, every family is either focused in the area of Satan or focused in the area of God. It's either God is your backup or Satan is your backup. I want you to know that there are certain persons. I've heard about a whole of parents who expose their children to occultism, who expose their children to necromancy, whose children have actually inherited a particular aspect of the spiritual composition that their parents have found themselves in. Most of them are doing secret cults. I want you to know that this is not the right way. For everyone that is listening to me, if you really want your children to follow God, you must model that kind of thing for your children, and that is how you create a spiritual vision. I want to also let everyone understand this particular truth. As a parent, you can create a spiritual vision for your family with respect to the things that you allow in the family. Let me just give you an instance. In my house, in my family, I have made it in the area of our spiritual vision that we are committed to only one God. We are committed to serving God. My children are church-based people. My children do not get exposed to pornography. Nobody watches pornography. Nudity is not allowed. There is nothing around my family that explains corruption, corrupt attitudes. They are not permitted in my family. I don't watch nude pictures or nude videos. My wife does not do that, so we don't do that in the family. You are expected to cast a spiritual vision for your family. A lot of people keep complaining their children just ended up turning into armed robbers, kidnappers. Their children happen to end up becoming corrupt people, cyber security victims, people who are involved in fraudulent activities online. Why? Because most of the times, they have found that it's allowed and is permissible in the family. So I want you to know that you can actually cast a spiritual vision for your family. And that is very, very important because it's going to help your people rise. The second one has to do with education or career vision. This is one of the areas there's a lot of controversy and complications. A lot of people are from the school of thought that always say, don't force your children into any career. Don't force your children to study what they are not passionate about. But you know what? You can begin, if your children are still small, within the age of 6 years down to 17 years, 18 years before they get into the higher institution. You can actually directly, by mentorship and guidance, direct your children absolutely towards a particular career, towards a particular educational pursuit in line with the family vision. It is very important. In as much as I don't prescribe that every pastor must have his or her children becoming pastors. But I want you to know something is this. As long as you are a pastor, there should be a direct or indirect influence on your children for them. They may not actually be a pastor, they may not actually be evangelists or bishops, but you find that by reason of the spiritual vision, by reason of the career and education vision, you find that your children would definitely find themselves around that kind of environment. It might not be a duplication. Please understand what I'm saying. It might not be a duplication. It's not like you find out that the child does not have passion in the area of, let's say, something that has to do with medicine, and the child is so weak when it has to do with medicine, and you are insisting that this child don't study medicine. That's not what I'm talking about. That's manipulation. I am talking about your ability to model, to show your children reasons why they should do what they are doing, or they should do a particular course in the university, and because you are someone that is visionary. Let me just try and explain. My children were in Nigeria. For those of you who are watching us, who are going to watch this video, my children are not science-based. They are not arts-based. They're all in the high school, what we call secondary school. They are not art-based. They are not science-based. Why? Because I grew up studying sciences, but somehow I happen to do arts. So I have credits in arts, and I also have credits in science. So I started with microbiology. I'm a trained virologist and parasitologist, but within a space of time, I'm getting myself exposed. I found that I have this passion in the area of communication, and I have begun to have a passion when it has to do with societal transformation, human capital development, political science, international relations, and diplomacy. So you find that I have the leverage to study anything I want to study. If I want to do medicine, if I have anything to do with medicine, I'll go into medicine. If I want to do engineering, I can do engineering. If I want to do sciences, I can do. If I want to do anything that has to do with economics, sociology, mass communication, I can just walk in and take the requisite exams. I have the basic certifications, and I walk in and I do what I want to do. So because I have seen ahead that the world is changing, so I had to introduce my children to that. So they are all doing the arts courses. They are all doing the science courses. So they are taking the exam. So they are very much versatile. That's what I mean when it has to do with setting up an education or career vision. They might decide to start with sciences and end up with arts, or start with arts and end up in sciences. It all depends on the things that by the time they have grown, and by the time God begins to speak to them, and by the time they begin to get exposed to a particular, they can actually decide on where to major in. But the one thing is that I'm laying a foundation for this particular education and career vision. So you can actually do the same for your children. You can actually design that this is what you want your child to be. And I want to let you know there's nothing wrong in letting your child know and explaining to your child the reasons why you want him to be a lawyer. Explaining to your child the reason why you want him to be a medical doctor. My children are passionate about medicine, social development, sciences, and all the rest of them. But you find out that all of them, they like God, they like worship, they like prayer, they like church things, they like ministrations, they like prayers, by reason of association, and something that I and my wife have actually modeled intentionally before them. So you can actually set up that system for your children. And finally, when it has to do with marital family vision. In as much as you don't force your children, telling them the kind of person they should marry, that is wrong. But you know, one thing is this: it is critical for you to know that you can actually model a kind of family that you want to have as a man. It's important. It's important. I'm not talking about the issue of age or tribe or whatever it is. But when you settle the issue of or you settle the issue of spiritual vision and settle the issue of education and career vision, automatically it's going to settle the issue of marital vision. Let me just try to explain. We live in a world where a lot of people have a whole lot of, what do I call it now? A whole lot of segregation, a whole lot of racism, marital racism. You don't marry from this place, you're not supposed to marry from here. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about there are families that you are not meant to go in to get married because of the established value systems in that particular place. Let me just give myself as an instance. My child will never marry anybody whose family people are involved in ritual killing. My children will never, in fact, by reason of the setting up the spiritual vision, the education and career vision, I have set them in motion the kind of people that they ought to marry. I would definitely know, because one is that my investment, I told you severally, my investment is on my children. Your investment should be on your children. You don't watch your child bring a gangster into the house. You don't watch your child bring somebody. In fact, your child shouldn't even have anything to do with such kind of people, because you have actually been able to model a spiritual vision, educational vision, career vision, and ultimately a marital vision. I want you to know that by the time you have come in terms with the spiritual vision, career vision, education vision, and marital vision, your family will succeed, your children will succeed, you're going to have peace. I see a lot of people, by the time they are 75 years, they are worried about their children because their children happen to make a mistake. I want every parent to realize this. Being a parent is a responsibility. You are the CEO and CRO of your family, Chief Executive Officer and Chief Responsibility Officer in your home. I want you to know that it's the best time for you. Your children will rise, your family vision will grow in the precious mighty name of Jesus Christ. Any other explanation that is not so clear, you can actually reach out on that number that is on the screen. I want you to know that the best of your family is going to come forth in the precious mighty name of Jesus Christ. I remain your friend and brother, BARR.IKENNA Emmanuel, the lead pastor of Faithhouse Leadership Churches Worldwide and the International Center for Leadership, Diplomacy, Economic, and Human Development. Walk into the vision for your family. God bless you.